really appreciate it. And a few housekeeping things. I hope everyone received a program. Did everyone see a program? Because like at my wedding, there you go, we had that so you can doodle if you get bored or whatever, but it also has the names of the players. And we've got an amazing lineup. I mean, I can't believe the speakers that are attending or participating tonight. You'll hear from them. Unfortunately, you won't have time to introduce them and give them the full attention they deserve, so you'll have it in the bio there. Just a little bit of background. It also features kind of the beginning of the story that started this whole thing. And unfortunately, it's fiction, but unfortunately it's based on a real thing that happened just this past couple months. And so we'll talk about that in a second, but first, please give a big round of applause for the Del Mar Dons and the Del Mar PTSA, the crew, the kids. I mean, what a great thing. They just put this together, and it's beautiful burgers and hot dogs, and it is part of the Del Mar community. A part of the community that I'm so proud to be affiliated with, because it is what San Jose used to be and what San Jose can be. And I'm so happy that my son gets the opportunity to attend this great school. Jennifer Baldwin is just rocking it as the principal. She is doing more for this community just by making the school great than anyone else. So a big shout out for Jennifer. Unfortunately, she's at another event tonight, which is really a pretty cool event for her. Because it is honoring the school, recognizing the school. So the next point, if you have a question, for time efficiency, we're going to hold all the questions till the end of the third panel. We have the evening split up into 3 panels, and so we're holding all the questions. We also have some note cards. So if you haven't gotten a note card and you want one, just raise your hand. We'll have a couple students. I don't know, Kaitiana and Ellen. Oh, there she is. So just raise your hand and she'll get your card and we'll collect them, and then we'll ask all the questions at the end. And to kind of build on what Kirk was saying, the WNAC, even though it's on the other side of the freeway, the majority of the homes, the residences, are served by this high school, Del Mar High School. And it's strange the way the borders in San Jose works, right? It's called Campbell Union High School, but we're in San Jose. The district is Campbell Union High School, and yet there's multiple schools. I believe there's one in Saratoga. Similarly, we have other elementary school districts that have these weird kind of boundaries. And that was kind of the point of how this all started, this panel. In January, someone had forwarded me the South Bascom Urban Village plan, and I noticed, gosh, it literally goes right across the street, but it doesn't include Del Mar. And I thought, well, this is strange. There's 40 acres here. That's a lot of land. And I know they had a $150 million bond, and in fact, last year I'd recommended, why not look at the possibility of, as you're redoing that bond money, is how that could work with the city of San Jose and maybe do things like housing and so forth for teachers. And so when I saw this urban village plan, it started a conversation and eventually led to a white paper, which is referenced in the back of that handout. And Kirk and I met with the superintendent eventually. He had a lot of great questions about the ideas of teacher housing. And so out of that meeting, Kirk and I came up with the idea, well, why don't we have a forum? Because we can't answer those questions, but maybe we can get a lot of smart people who can. And that's why we're here tonight. The Urban Village, and we have some folks here who have contributed greatly to the Urban Village plan in general. And really it's about kind of bringing things back to the way they are, getting to human scale type of living, where you don't have to drive a car 5 miles or 10 miles to get what you need. It's right there within walking distance, or maybe bicycling distance, or in the case around here, you can actually walk 1,000 feet to the light rail line and go to downtown. So there's a lot of opportunities that things change, and suddenly you don't necessarily need a second car, because maybe you can take that trip that would have required a car and you can actually walk it or bike it. And so I think that's kind of the gist of this urban village plan. San Jose has 70 of them in the making, and they're at various stages. And there's a certain level of density where it starts to make sense to have housing in terms of being able to share the services, the fire services, the plumbing, and so forth. And if you get out to about 55 dwellings per acre, that seems to be the magic number based on what I've learned in these plans. So in preparation for this, someone asked me the question, well, what is the, why Del Mar? And so I thought, well, that's a good question. So I just took a quick look, and I hadn't seen this information anywhere. It may be somewhere, but I couldn't find it. That is, has anyone done a kind of a map overlaying public properties onto the urban village plan? So I did it just for the Campbell Union School District, and in my basic findings I found there's about 6 or 7 campuses, or 8 or whatever it was, with 244 acres total property. And again, it would be interesting to see that overlay with different school districts, with other public properties, whether they be VTA properties, whether they be post offices. There are potential opportunities that the public owns that maybe we can, and I'm not saying eliminate things, but we can add to them.